Hi friends, so this is the third video in our series on chromatic mediants. And today we are going to be learning about how we can modulate from one key to another distantly related key who's also related by chromatic mediant. So just as chords can be related by chromatic mediant, so can key areas. Basically, any two keys whose tonic roots are related by major or minor third and have a key signature that has two accidentals or more different is considered a chromatic mediant key area. And as we studied with chord to chord relationships, oftentimes the chords that are related by chromatic mediant also share a common tone. And instead of modulating by pivot chord, like we studied for modulations to closely related keys, oftentimes when composers will modulate to keys related by chromatic mediant, instead they will use a common tone, a single melodic note, to bridge the two keys together. So I have several examples of this process that I want to share with you that will probably make it clearer. Let's take a look. I am looking here at score example 1. This is an excerpt from a middle movement of a beautiful piano concerto by Mozart. This example appears on the Chromatic Mediants Guide on page 3. So the first thing we're going to be listening for in this example is we start this section in the key of C major. And then you will notice that as the soloist plays, we have a tonicization of 5. And in the key of C major, this is a G chord. You can kind of see that G chord here. Notice that scale degree 5 in the key of C, which is G, is going to be reinterpreted as scale degree 3 in the tonic chord of a new key of E flat major. The relationship between C major and E flat major is a chromatic mediant. The roots are related by minor third, and the key signatures are quite a bit different. C major has no sharps or flats, and E flat major has 3 flats. The common tone between these two keys here is going to be that G, and that is the glue that makes this striking modulation possible. Let's listen. The next example of modulation by common tone to a chromatic mediant key area happens in a song by the Punch Brothers called Familiarity. This particular example starts in G major and modulates to the key of B flat major. Again, the roots are related by minor third, and the key signature of G major would have 1 sharp, and B flat major has 2. Therefore, they're distantly related. And more specifically, they are related by chromatic mediant, since the roots are related by third. Before we listen to the example, let's identify the common tone between these two keys. The way to do it is to think, what is the tonic triad of each, compare them, and find the tone they have in common. So for G major, we're thinking G, B, D. And B flat major, we're thinking B flat, D, F. The common tone between those two tonic triads is D. So when we listen to this example, we're going to be trying to listen for the note D, which will become a glue between the G major and B flat major tonic triads to enact the modulation. Let's listen. We're going to start this example around 6 minutes and 50 seconds, and the modulation takes place at the 7:10 mark. That moment is just so beautiful when Chris Thiele sings that D that creates the glue between the two key areas. I've got one more example for you, and I found this example too late to include in the guide I posted on Moodle, but I wanted to share it with you nonetheless. This is coming from an example of the band Blondie. It's their song Atomic. And this particular modulation goes from the 5 chord in E major to the 1 chord in G major. So that is like a B major triad going to a G major triad. Those are related by chromatic mediant. The B major triad is spelled B, D sharp, F sharp. And the G major triad is spelled G, B, D. So the common tone between those two chords is going to be the pitch B, which is that's what we're going to listen for this modulation. So let's take a listen and see if you can hear it. I hope you enjoyed those examples. I feel like modulations to chromatic mediant key areas by common tone are really striking and really emotive, and a really efficient way to modulate to a key that is distantly related.